This video about it's gonna be the craziest.
Wow.
This is a super, super exclusive.
Mark Rober's creations have garnered over 3,098,427,000 views on YouTube, but only a handful of people have seen his studio or spoken to him about his process.
This isn't a place open to the public. In fact, it's the opposite. It's like disguised from the public.
We arrived the day after the release of his video, Squirrelympics.
5,000 hours of footage. You have to boil all that down to 20 minutes.
And while he was deep in production for V5 of his Glitter Bomb series. The goal of the tour was to understand not only how he makes his videos, but also how he's building an entirely new company.
You have my YouTube channel, and then you have Crunch Labs.
And in the spirit of creators launching new companies, this episode is sponsored by Shopify. But more on that later.
So on this, I'll probably, I guess I could touch on some of the...
Just double checking. Good? We rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. So Mark, where are we right now?
This is the front lobby to Crunch Labs.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So the idea here, right, is you come in, you don't know. It's like an amazing secret lab behind here. How much more charming is this?
Yeah.
Now there's a story behind it, is when you come and people don't know they're here. They don't know that all you have to do is turn the cliche eagle on the bookshelf. And then you enter the magical world. Damn, it was a little too early. The magical world of Crunch Labs. These are just a bunch of pictures from videos or whatever.
What's the story behind this? This was very cool to me.
So this is the very first video I put up. My mind was just blown that I was getting comments as often as every 2 minutes on a video. Like, that's when you know you've gone viral. And so I screenshotted that on my iPhone. You know, the dopamine in my brain from this was bigger than like, you know, I just released the squirrel video yesterday and it has like 7 million views in like 20 hours. And I'm like, all right, let's just go film this interview with Colin and Samir. Like, I hate that. Yeah. I hate and love that about humans is we just get used to things so quick. And then we come in here and now you're in the Crunch Labs. I feel like this is a little bit like Jurassic Park, you know, when they give the tour and it like, these are actually like animatronic designers right here. We need to put them behind like a glass, like, hello. Over here, gotta be quiet because the meeting's going on. You got floor to ceiling whiteboards there. That's like a big thing for me at both NASA and Apple, floor to ceiling whiteboards in like specific conference rooms. And that was always my favorite because it just like turn off the screens, pick up the marker and stand up and start drawing. Right here, all of these phones, Glitter Bomb 5.0.
Oh yeah.
Over here, you've got the squirrel, the squirrel house. You remember the big conspiracy?
That was the Russian,
with the Russian walnuts right here.
A raid was secretly being conducted at Walnut Estates by the authorities. Russian walnuts are strictly prohibited.
3 days ago, we said, let's put this out at night. Let's leave this up. Let's leave some seeds in there. Let's put a Nest Cam in. Yep. And so we can get that shot. You know, the pickup shot.
That was as recent as 3 days ago?
Oh yeah,
so like 2 days prior to video going live?
Yeah.
No way. That's when you got that shot?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
I still haven't figured out the idea of like having the video done like 2 weeks early or something.
Yeah.
Like it's always still like 4 a.m., finish it, upload it, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm so like behind the times is like the way a real studio would do this. And over time we get better and better. I mean, I just hired my first employee like 2 years ago or something, right? But up to this point, no, it's just like I'm editing at my house. I've got like an assistant editor in Chicago who kind of goes through like all of the squirrel footage, 5,000 hours of footage. If you include the Nest Cams, you have to boil all that down to 20 minutes. Like someone went through all that and like clipped at least the juicy parts. So then I could look at the juicy parts and get rid of 99% of the non-juiciest of the juicy parts to keep the juiciest.
I feel like when I was watching Squirrelympics that a feature-length movie is coming. That's what I felt. Yeah, it was so intricate.
I'm surprised that like that concept resonates so well with people. Like that kind of my special sauce, the thing that like protects me from other people just totally copying me. Like all the Mr. Beast clones are out there, right? Mm-hmm. The building is kind of what protects me, right? Yeah. Like not everyone could just make a glitter bomb, right? Or to run a team that builds a glitter bomb. But the squirrel thing, like there's nothing special about me on the squirrel thing, you know what I mean? I'm surprised someone else, even like HBO or someone, they're not doing like a TV show about this, you know what I mean?
My perspective is that your special sauce is your honesty in that. Like when I'm listening to your voiceover, you're like, You can feel how honestly excited you are about this concept.
When I started this 2-month-long adventure trying to birdwatch, I had no idea I would enjoy squirrel watching so much more.
And I think that someone looking at it and seeing it as an opportunity, you would feel that.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
And I think that's the difference right now with people looking at what's working on YouTube and trying to replicate it versus authentically being excited about the thing they're making.
Yeah, I think authenticity matters a ton on YouTube. And when you're just a copycat channel,
you can feel it.
It's
I mean, it might
obviously-
work,
yeah.
but it's like, it's not a way to build a brand.
Yeah. The place where I'd film the squirrels out at my house, like this was my workbench. And that was the actual door and everything. So we rebuilt it right here. So it's like a set. But what I love about it is like, I mean, obviously you can see on the camera, but like when you frame it, there's no way not to tell, you know? I mean, it's like a movie set. This isn't that crazy, but for me, I think it's fun. My OG workbench is still at home.
Yeah.
But it is a boring door now at home. I did steal the door. A boring door and a boring flamethrower. I'll continue the tour over here. So this is the automatic bullseye dartboard here. World's largest Nerf gun. The Dominator. Can set up like a world record amount of dominoes in a room. The automatic strike bowling ball. So you come up here. This is chopsticks. Anything you do, like a pair of googly eyes, goes a long ways. This is the importance of googly eyes.
Mark Rober live.
We're in a Mark Rober video. If you add googly eyes in just the right spot, what you'll see is that it becomes alive. Here we go.
Is this Mark Rober specific software?
Yeah,
So this is something that your team coded.
that's right.
Cool.
Wow. It's a sea shanty, also royalty free, most importantly. Practically impossible to tip over. Now it gets crazy. This is our claw machine we stole from Denny's. It's the big conclusion here. But watch this. Sorry, Erica.
Sorry. Oh, that's a good time.
And this is quite possibly my favorite part of the lab, which is the fireman's piston. And then you're a superhero.
That was cool.
That was amazing.
So this is kind of what we call the cave. You know, this is like where amazing product designers over there are designing. You have logistics and operations here. There's a lot that it takes to like get these boxes to people's doors.
For someone who doesn't know what Crunch Labs is, could you explain it?
Ultimately, the promise of Crunch Labs is that I'll teach you to think like an engineer. Because you can watch the videos I make and like there's some amount of learning that happens, but at the end of the day, it's passive. The more you can engage all the visceral senses of your brain, like the more something sticks with you. Like those are the lessons you remember. So the idea here is like when I'm talking about Frisbees and how they fly and the physics there, and I make a massive version of this, like if you could be in the trenches with me building and making your own mistakes and fixing them and viscerally seeing how a Frisbee flies, like that lesson sticks with you so much more than just passively watching a video. So like this is the first one, is the Frisbee launcher.
Sweet, yeah.
So you turn that on and then.
Oh, that's awesome.
Did you see that?
That's amazing.
That was like freaking, and this is like the beauty of the design where it's just like, they glide amazing and they're accurate. I mean, that was like 5 for 5 on that lens, right?
Interactive storytelling.
Interactive storytelling. So that's what Crunch Labs. It's like a monthly box that comes to your house. That's Crunch Labs. This is a prank one where it shoots.
That one's loaded. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, it is loaded. Okay. It's a tripwire. So you put this out and then if you, so you know, you put it out, you either tie it to a cupboard or you put the kids
cool.
trip over it. This is like a really cool drawing machine. It makes these really cool shapes. This one's super cool because you have 3 of them. So it's like a Rube Goldberg thing where it's a catapult. This teaches the principle, there we go, of like experimentation and building and failing, because it's like you have to set it up a bunch of different ways and it didn't work exactly right at first. And then having kids experience that joy of it working eventually because of what they did. And I'm okay with calling it failure and normalizing the word failure, like taking the stigma out of it. You know what I mean? There you go.
Oh, man.
Right there.
That was so exciting.
Genuinely.
It's hard not to smile when you get it.
But genuinely, how much more satisfying was that than if that would have just worked the first time?
Yeah.
The name Crunch Labs, is that kind of what you were explaining to us before, that like a crunch is an engineering term?
Crunch isn't necessarily an engineering term, but we're making it one. The sort of philosophy here is like things should be able to be crunched. Like it's okay if like that breaks.
Exciting, Mark.
Like that's okay. This handle still kind of works.
Right.
Now we can get a popsicle stick and we'll glue it here to fix that thing. In fact, maybe this is an improvement now, because now I can hold it kind of like this, right? It's like, that's okay. Like, who cares? You learn something, you try it, seeing the opportunities, what might seem like a failure as potentially an opportunity. I think that's like, if you can view life that way and be looking for those things, it's like a massive advantage.
So one thing that's super clear about Mark is that he knows exactly what his value prop is. His videos make engineering fun, cool, and accessible, and they help you think like an engineer.
And that's exactly what his new company, Crunch Labs, does as well.
So our value prop is to educate creators on how they should be building their businesses. And that's why we have such a long partnership with the sponsor of this episode, Shopify. The thing that we like to talk about is the best products are value prop extensions.
So now when you understand your value prop, you want to think about what are all of the extensions of your value prop? What are the things that you could sell in your Shopify store? So a notebook would be one thing that we could sell that you could use to brainstorm and come up with ideas. Another thing would be merchandise that we actually do sell. That's where we came up with this whole press publish brand, with the idea of empowering you to actually get out there and create.
Once we came up with the design and produced the apparel, it was really easy for us to set up the shop on Shopify. And Shopify directly integrates with YouTube, so you can actually showcase your products right on YouTube and sell them directly to your audience. So as a creator, it's really important to get really clear on what your value prop is and then figure out how to build a brand that's an extension of that. It's very possible you're not gonna be making videos forever, but your brand and your value can live on through a product company or an online store. So head to shopify.com/Colin and Samir to get started. It's super easy. They have a ton of different plans. Shopify powers millions of entrepreneurs and online stores, including Mark's Crunch Labs, as well as our Press Publish shop. So thanks so much to Shopify for continuing to sponsor us and educate creators. Click the link in our description and get started on Shopify. And now back to the tour with Mark.
These army of drones here are for Glitter Bomb 5.0. This is a sneak peek.
Ooh,
a little sneak peek.
Colin and Samir exclusive.
So this will be the box. We're going Nintendo Wii. Completely different form factor.
Wow.
The thing with the Glitter Bomb is like, it would make my life so much easier if we just did the same design and just put it out on more porches and got more. But I think at this point, what people expect and what gets my heart pumping is like, what's the engineering? Like, how do you take the engineering next level? So this year, the Nintendo Switch, different form factor. You lift the lid. Instead of like the glitter spinning in a cup, there'll be 2 drones that come out that fly around and spray the glitter in the house. And last year we had like, we've had little vials of fart spray.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
We're really, and it's not like a cam that sprays it. It's just like an actual pump that will just pump this out.
Do people ever come here and ask to smell the fart spray?
I was about to say, how bad does it smell?
We'll get you some.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my roundabout way of saying I'm kind of interested in smelling the fart spray.
Do people, I don't know, like 2 people if they're coming to interview, would that be weird? I'm not saying we would want
Is
to,
that something
but
that maybe
is that
happened
weird?
before? I don't know.
Man, this is a super, super exclusive. But I think Glitter Bomb 6.0, we're gonna make our own, like, worst possible ever fart spray.
That feels like a fun thing to send out to creators too in advance.
Yeah. Oh, what? Like?
Just like for
Send
people
them
to
a box,
test out the fart spray.
Oh, that's a good idea,
you know,
actually.
just to kind of like promote the video or to
That's a great
Get their
idea.
reaction.
You know.
When you smell it, you smell it.
Oh my god.
It's an absolute punch to the face.
Oh my god.
It's so bad.
Here's a list of some of the upcoming video ideas. Blur this, blur this.
Well, Glitter Bomb 5.0. We can say that one.
Yeah, you can say that. This video about is gonna be the craziest because there's a little bit
I mean, that's gonna be crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
whoa.
in clear, and the on that one,
Right.
I mean, that's alone is going to.
And that one happens in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys heard it here first. Wow. Straight from Mark Rover.
I like that even just conversationally, your ideas are really remarkable. And I feel like a lot of times on YouTube, you have creators who they're interested in making the YouTube video, not necessarily doing the thing that is interesting that you then can make a video about.
That you can make, yeah.
You know?
I think that's right. Like, just the engineering challenge, aside from you making a video, is like a thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, by the way, why we do this, we might as well document it.
The story is more interesting when you're watching the attempts.
Yeah,
like you're
the
watching
struggle.
the character try.
Yeah.
That's what you want to watch.
Yeah. So that's the first room. And then we come in here, and then this is the second room.
Whoa.
This was a demo we did in the video about projectile motion. And this isn't a video for my channel.
Oh, it's a
This
video
is a
for
video
Crunch Labs.
just for one of the Crunch Labs boxes, right?
Cool.
And then another thing we're doing, so this is Josh, by the way. He's my chief of engineering here now. I think for each of the boxes, we're gonna make giant versions of them because we'll show how crazy and big this giant thing, and now you get a miniature replica of that thing, you know? So let's turn it on.
Whoa.
So
Okay. This thing's like really high power.
it's very high power. Here, you can do it, Josh. And then we come up here to possibly what's my favorite part of the lab. I feel like I keep saying that. That's what they're okay. Over to this part. So over there on that wall, there's a briefcase of $10,000. Usually I tell people it's Mr. Beast money, because even in my own videos, if I ever give something away, it's like I gave this kid like an ATV, or I've done like a handful of times, but I always say it's from Mr. Beast, because I don't want people to think like I'm the guy who gives stuff away, you know?
Yeah.
So it's really not Mr. Beast money, but
it's Mr.
I
Beast
tell
money.
everyone else, it's Mr. Beast money, right? Because this isn't what Mark Rober does. So you line it up. So at full power, that hole in the wall over there
Yeah.
is what happens. You just hit this button right here.
Okay.
A little high. Okay, so pull it back. Oh!
Man, I was close.
You were so close. That was very close.
Man.
All right, let's see it.
All the marbles.
Oh! Oh! You guys are deadly. Oh! You did not win Mr. Beast money.
That's a rush, though.
And then we got the foam pit, of course.
Are there any takeaways or lessons from how you designed this place that creators could take away?
I would say like the biggest thing is just like the intention. Like there's a lot of little things in here that are so delightful that didn't take that much extra effort or money or cost, but it's just like a delightful little story. So like what part of this could be a juicy nugget that when you show it to people can capture their imagination. Little touches, like having when you open the glitter bomb lid and it's Kevin from Home Alone who says like, hello, you know?
Yeah.
And when I made the glitter bomb video, we put the plans out in crayon, just like he did in Home Alone. Like, that's such a low-hanging fruit and such a simple thing to do to tie the glitter bomb to Home Alone and like pranking the robbers. But it makes it so much more delightful and tells that story. So do that not just with a video, but taking that same philosophy to a physical space for any size space. Like be really intentional about the little things.
Well, cool. Well, thanks, Mark. Thanks for showing us
All
around.
right, yeah, thanks for
awesome.
coming out.
This is great. I'm probably gonna buy Crunch Labs for my niece's nephew.
There we go. All right.
Cool.
That was it. The whole point of this was just to get one more subscriber. We got a sale, everyone.
This is how you do all the sales.
Ring the bell. We got
Okay, bring in the next person.
Yeah, that's exactly.